Welcome, people from the internet that I do not know. Um, uh, this is just a kind of overview of the kind of stuff that we could cover as a group, and things that I would like to touch on. A lot of these I have experience in, some I don't, but I figure between the people that we have available in the group, we could kind of like share like basis of knowledge. I know one guy said he was interested in electronics engineering. One person is a Windows administrator, and I have an expertise in information security in the realms of exploitative measures. So I'm sure we could kind of share the wealth of information between us and kind of have like a community going. Of course, there's only three of us that I understand would be coming to this thing. As far as right now, maybe four, I'm not sure. But there is a computer science department at the University of Hilo, the University of Hawaii at Hilo. And we could be, utilizing our small group to build a bigger group so that we have a larger sense of community, so that we don't have to kind of embrace the loneliness that is the nerd in Hilo. It's not reasonable to assume that we are alone here. I believe that there are a significant number of people out there who are interested in technological topics. It's just that there's no forum for them. And what we could be doing is putting together something that interests and embraces like the idea of, of, of community, I suppose. So things I'm good at, programming C, C++, PHP, I can write a ton of languages. x86 assembly specifically, I have written a disassembler that I would love to show you. It is crazy. It was one of my pride and joys. We can go over anonymity, like how to stay hidden, how to evade, like how to avoid leaking information, or how to find a person who is leaking information anonymously so that you can identify them. We can go over application auditing, binary, and scripted languages. I have experience in both. Electronics engineering, this is my weak point. I really want to get into this, but I really would like to have like kind of like a mentor deal, so I can have like questions to bounce back and forth. But I mean, I guess we could do JTAG reversing, like circuit design, field programmable gate arrays, FPGAs, like Arduino. We could do like hardware reversing and stuff. Like I've been studying. I have like books, and I have soldering irons, and I have variable power supply, an oscillator, and all these other wonderful things. I've got my own breadboards and stuff, but it's just kind of piecemealing between my duties as an engineer and my time that I have available. So it's kind of hard for me to learn. But at this point, like if we have a group, we can kind of come together and share knowledge and that kind of thing. Yeah, we can also do like compromise related things, shell coding, return oriented programming. We could like memory corruptions, either in user land, heap or stack, or kernel land, like kernel pool corruptions. We could go over stuff like that. We could go over rootkit development, like direct kernel object manipulation, like interesting things, like where you're actually hiding certain things. Like, okay, for example, like I would bet that some of you are gamers, so you have things like hack, defend, shield, whatever. Okay, well these things check process lists. They don't go into the kernel to examine things. Well, if you use direct kernel object or direct kernel object manipulation, you can hide processes so that the game doesn't know what you're doing, so you don't end up getting banned from the server. Interesting things. And of course, that is a very low bar to set as far as what you can do with direct kernel object manipulation, but it would be interesting to be able to show these things in a group fashion. Now, I used to partially run the BC619 group in San Diego before I left, and we had maybe 20 or 30 people in the group, and it was totally fun. We'd get together once a month, and we hang out, we give presentations, and we discuss, what was going on. We talk about what was like, we drink beers and just have a good time. And I think for the nerd in Hilo, for the tech guy in Hilo, for the programmer in Hilo, for the engineer in Hilo that simply does not have that type of experience, it almost saddens me that it's not available to them. So now that this opportunity has come up and we have approximately 4 people, 3 or 4 people, I'm not sure, we can start building. For me alone, like as a person who is trying to build this alone, I have tried to build this in the past, it's hard because like having just one guy and saying, well, let's go meet up, well, it's difficult. But we have 4 people, like we can talk to friends. We can, put posters up at coffee shops. We can go to the UH, which has a computer science department in Hilo, and we can start, talking to the students and saying, hey, we got something cool going on. Why don't you come down and hang out? But yeah, so I mean, as you can see, I have a whiteboard that is gigantic. So I mean serious business. Serious business. but I want to pull this off. I think we can pull this off. With 4 people, I think it wouldn't be too hard. And from humble beginnings come great things, and maybe this will become great. Maybe it'll suck also. But we have to try.